Hello, Xbox 360 fans slash Xbox fans, and today I will be showing you my whole entire Xbox 360 collection. First, I have Deadpool, based on the comic book superhero Deadpool. If people don't know, very fun and funny kind of game. But they could have done a lot more, and there should be a sequel by now, but I doubt there'll ever be a sequel to Deadpool. Next, I got TNA Impact, the video game, which is a wrestling game for people who don't know, by Midway, and the company TNA is featuring TNA wrestlers, but by now these three people in WWE, Kurt Angle's back, and AJ Styles and WWE, and Samoa Joe's in WWE. So a lot of these stars in here, this game, are now in WWE. I got this on Xbox 360 so I can create wrestlers, because the PS2 version that I also got doesn't allow me to create wrestlers. Next I got Borderlands, which is a first person shooter set in an apocalyptic wasteland. Then I got Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. I've only played so much of Mass Effect 1, and then my Xbox 360 charger lead broke, so I couldn't charge my controller anymore, so I need to know one of them so I can play more games and stuff. So I can't really say much about these, but from what I've heard, they're very good games. Next, I got some Street Fighter games. We got Street Fighter. I got Super Street Fighter 4 and Tekken. No, Street Fighter X Tekken. This was disappointing, but for me being a massive Tekken fan, I'm not really a Street Fighter fan, but I'm a Tekken fan. But there is a few Street Fighter characters I do like Zangief. Massive Street Fighter fan. But if they ever do make this game again, which will be Tekken X Street Fighter, not Street Fighter X Tekken, they hopefully Namco can do a better job than what Capcom done, because Capcom are a bit silly sometimes. Also, I got the Fallout game here, which is Fallout New Vegas. I also have Standard Edition of Fallout New Vegas and the Ultimate Edition of Fallout New Vegas, because I got this one first, and then later on I found this one. And we have the Gaming Year edition of Fallout 3, and also I got the normal standard edition of Fallout 3. Just like Fallout New Vegas, I got both versions. Also, I got Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, which is it's okay. It's not really what you expected. But people complain about this and say it isn't violent enough. Well, if it was too violent, wouldn't people complain about the superheroes being killed and everything? Sure, some superheroes get killed in the comic books, but the comic books are not as violent as Mortal Kombat is. And down here I have both versions of Oblivion. I got the standard version, and I got the Game of the Year edition, because my Xbox doesn't allow me to go online anymore for silly reasons, because I put the stuff in it. I'm not banned or anything, but it's just silly reasons I'm not going into. And so I like to get the Game of the Year edition, so I don't have to worry about DLC, and I can play all the game including the DLC. And here we have no, that's an Xbox original, not a 360 game. Now I have Bulletstorm. Right, I have Darksiders on top, Bulletstorm stuck. There you go, Darksiders. It's where you play as one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Then I got, as I said, Bulletstorm. This is the Epic Edition. But I don't know what's so epic about this edition. What has it got that the edition hasn't got? This game is now being released on PS4 now, where you can play as Duke Nukem. Now I got Forza Horizon. No, I mean Forza Motorsport 3 and Forza Motorsport 4. These are very good games. I recommend these games for like racing game fans. These are like some of my favorite racing games, but some of the other racing games I'm not really into. Burnout's a good racing series, and so is this. But Burnout's more over the top and not as realistic as this. So if you're looking for like a racer that isn't too realistic and you can have a lot of fun with Burnout, but for the Xbox fans, they go for this game if they want realism in their racing games. Also, I got the Far Cry games, Far Cry Instincts, Predator. This game annoys me. Then we have the other two Far Cry games I got. We got Far Cry 2. This game is annoying as well. Weapons jam, and sometimes your comrades will get annoyed with you even if you haven't done anything to annoy them, which is very annoying. And also I got Far Cry 3. Last one I got on the Xbox is Far Cry 3. One of the best ones in the series. And from then on I got Far Cry 4 and Far Cry Primal on PS4. Now we have some Lego games, which I've got 2 of them here for the Xbox. I've got Lego Batman 2, brilliant, even better than the first one, improved upon everything, and it includes a lot more superheroes like Superman. Just any superheroes from DC really is in this game. Maybe there's a few that ain't, but mostly all the ones that you would know are in this one. Then I have the first Lego Harry Potter, which is 1 to 4 years. First 4 movies, and I haven't got around to getting the second one yet, but I am looking to get the second one. And Bioshock 2, I haven't got Bioshock 1, but I have played it. I borrowed it off of a friend, and that friend is PyramidHead45 here on YouTube. You can go and check his channel out. Then I have Bioshock Infinite. I love this game. It's very like interesting and thought-provoking when you complete it and get more into the bits behind the story. And then I have Rage. I enjoyed Rage, but that ending was so disappointing and so lame and boring. If you maybe they wanted to set it up for a sequel, but it just doesn't work. And if they did do a sequel, good, but they never did do a sequel, and I don't think by now they ever will. So this game probably didn't do well. So it's by some people who made Doom. So there's a lot of Doom references in this game, like Easter eggs and things, which is brilliant for Doom fans. And this has 3 discs because of it's an Xbox, so most of it has 3 discs. But I don't know the PlayStation. I think the PlayStation 3 version may have less discs, because that's what PlayStation is like. It's kind of better in that way. Then I have one of my favourite games of all time, Skyrim. Another one of the Elder Scrolls games, because I have the Elder Scrolls Oblivion on the Xbox 360 as well. But Skyrim is a lot better, but my Skyrim doesn't work, as far as I remember when I last played it. But I did play this game a lot, like constantly playing it, and it's one of the games where I couldn't stop playing it. I loved it. Next I have Mortal Kombat Combat Edition, which is Mortal Kombat 9. Basically, if you can see on the cover anywhere, like these little like faded bits on the cover, like, so it's a bit blurry, but any bit of these faded bits on the cover is because it got a bit of water damaged. But this is one of those Mortal Kombat games that I would recommend to any person who wants to try and get into Mortal Kombat. Must have for like your Mortal Kombat people. And also the PS3 version has Kratos, but this version doesn't have Kratos. What they should have done is they should have put a character that they could have from the Xbox, like Marcus Phoenix or somebody like in that, because because why would the PlayStation have like one extra character and that has no extra character? And also, I got the Grand Theft Auto series, Grand Theft Auto 4. This game is good, but I say it's a bit boring in my opinion. And I like it, but then again, there's certain bits I don't like about it. And then when it came, and then also got Grand Theft Auto episodes from Liberty City, which is the DLC content for Grand Theft Auto 4. And then we have my favorite one on the Xbox, Grand Theft Auto 5. Love this game. Trevor is like the best character in this because he's like the typical GTA player who would how you would normally play the game. You would go around and do crazy stuff, and Trevor's that person. And this is the first game in the series, for people who don't know, to introduce 3 characters. Franklin, who's down there, Michael, who's there, and Trevor, who's here. And Chop. And you can play, and then Franklin's got a dog called Chop. Well, it wasn't his dog at first, but if you played the story of this game, you know. And also, we got Saints Row series. We have Saints Row 1, classic version of Saints Row 1. Basically, this is a very brilliant game, the hardest one in the series in my opinion. The one thing that very annoys me about this game is if you want to go to a certain shop in the game to get more clothing or weapons or stuff, you have to go like during the daytime. I know that's accurate to real life, but it's a video game. Why should I be limited to going shops at night time? From going to shops at night time, I should be able to go in there any time of day in a video game, right? And then we have my favourite Saints Row in this whole entire Saints Row series. We have Saints Row 2. Absolutely love Saints Row 2. It improves everything from Saints Row 1, and it takes place so many years after Saints Row 1. And they fixed that problem with the going in shops, so you can go in shops at any time of day. And then the series went a bit downhill with Saints Row the third, but Saints Row the third is still good in my opinion, but it still doesn't really do Saints Row 2 justice. So the Saints Row the third, and then I also got the full package of Saints Row the third, which gives me all the DLC. So it's basically like a Game of Year edition where it gives me like every single one of the DLCs on a disc, so I can just install it. And then we have Saints Row 4. Yeah, you get Saints Row 4, which this one really drastically changes the franchise again, because it introduces like superpowers to the game. But in my opinion, this was like one of the most funnest ones out of them all. And old school Saints Row fans like may disagree with me there, but I say this is one of my favourite Saints Row games because like how crazy and awesome it is. But at the end of the day, that's just my opinion. And next I got the Halo ODST, Halo 3. Halo ODST, Halo 4. Halo 3, then Halo 4, Halo Reach, South Park Stick of Truth. Really enjoyed the South Park Stick of Truth. I'm definitely looking forward to South Park The Fractured Butthole, but I'm getting that on PS4. Then we have Max Payne 3, one of the hardest ones in the series. Max Payne 3. I really enjoyed this game. Max Payne 3. And now we have Lollipop Chainsaw, which is a game that not a lot of people played, in my opinion, and more people need to play this. So, and also it's voiced by one of my Lollipop Chainsaw is voiced by one of my favorite female. No, I mean one of my favorite women voiceovers. Character voices, Tara Strong. And we have Gears of War Judgment. One of my favourite series is on the Xbox is Gears of War games. Gears of War Judgment. the Gears of War Judgment is not as good as the rest of them, but it's still a Gears of War game, and Gears of War fans would get this. It's set before the whole entire Gears of War series, but you don't play as the main character from the proper Gears of War series. You play as Bird, who does appear in the other Gears of War games. And then we have Gears of War. Very good game, Gears of War game. First one. Then we have Gears of War 2. Gears of War 2 is very good as well, but for me, because I kind of completed this very quickly, and I thought it was kind of a bit easier than the first one. And then we have one of my favourites in the series, Gears of War 3. I haven't got around to playing Gears of War 4 yet, because I haven't got an Xbox One, but one day I will, so I'll play Gears of War. And that's the Gears of War games. The last two games that I have for the Xbox 360 are Sleeping Dogs and UFC 2009. If people don't know, Sleeping Dogs was originally meant to be the third true crime game, but Square Enix bought the rights to it and changed it to Sleeping Dogs, which was a very good business decision in my opinion, because I played a bit of the second true crime game and it isn't, so far what I played of it, it just doesn't do it, because it can't beat Grand Theft Auto. Neither can that game, Sleeping Dogs, but Sleeping Dogs is still very fun and enjoyable. I do recommend Sleeping Dogs if you love like open world Grand Theft Auto style games, and that should be my whole entire Xbox 360 collection. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next collection video, or pickup video, or wrestling video, or whatever video is on my channel. Thanks for watching.